Hello everyone, my name is Simil and I'm from CC Year 1 Group 2. These are my exercises. The first exercise is coding a school. Here we have to use the string concatenation to combine the variables and print the phrase coding a school. I've used three variables here, word 1, word 2 and word 3 to store the strings coding is and cool. And I've used the string concatenation operator plus to print it in a line. Let's test it out. Here, coding a school, that's the output. The next exercise is simple sums. Here we have to declare a variable and initialize it with the integer value 8. Done it here, variable 1, which is a, and it's the 8th integer is stored in the variable a. Declare a second variable and initialize it with the integer value 10. We've done that as well. Second variable is b, which is storing the value 10. Declare a third variable that stores the sum of the first two numbers. C is the third variable, and it's storing the sum of the variable 1 and the variable 2. Print the value of the sum to the console. We've used this. Print C to print the sum, which is in variable C. Here it is. The next exercise is biography. Here we have to store the information name, hometown, and age as key value pairs in a dictionary. We've done this here. The variable is info. Print the values on separate lines using single print statement. We've done that here as well. We've used the single print statement, and we've used the f string so that it prints out in separate lines. Here's the values with appropriate data types for each piece of information. Let's test it out. Here it is. Biography advanced. Here we have to take the input from the user. So as you can see, name, hometown, and I've used the input to take the input from the user. Here is the program for when the user tries to enter the value for the age as a string. And here is the dictionary that stores the information, and I've used the f string so that it prints the information on separate lines. Let's test it out. Enter name, hometown, enter age. Let's add 10. It's going to tell me to give a valid integer for age. Here it is. The next one is primitive quiz. In this exercise, you'll create a simple program that asks the user a question, evaluates their answer, and provides feedback. Write a program that asks the user what is the capital of France and wait for the response. I've done that here. Using the input to take the answer from the user and store it in the variable a. And I've also used the if-else statement here. This statement will be printed if the user answers the question correctly, and this will be printed if the user gives an incorrect answer. Let's check it out. Paris. The answer is correct. The next one is the advanced requirement. Here we have to ignore the capitalization, and for that I've used the .lower function. It accepts the answer regardless of the capitalization. What is the capital of France? Paris. Correct answer. Primitive quiz multiple. Here, extend the program into a quiz that asks for the capitals of 10 European countries. Provide feedback for each question. This is to initialize the score variable. Takes input from the user. Here again, I've used a .lower to ignore the case sensitivity. If-else statement is used to check if the answer is correct. Increment in the score if the answer is correct. This here shows the total score once you answer the question incorrectly. This is the same program, and this is for the rest of the 9 countries. This is for Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, Poland, Ukraine, Netherlands, Romania, Switzerland. And this is to display the score, the total score, if you answer all the questions correctly. Let's check this out. Moscow, Germany, let's answer it. say Paris, and it says incorrect answer. Your score is 1. The next one is days of the month. Here we have to write a program that tells the user how many days there are in a specific month. Use a dictionary to map the month numbers 1 to 12 to the number of days in each month. I've done that here. I've created a dictionary. Define a dictionary where the keys are month numbers, right here from 1 to 12, and the values are the number of the days in those months. I've done that as well. Input handling asks the user to input the month number. I've done that here as well. Month number is int input, enter the month number. This takes the input from the user, and then I've used the if-else statement to check if the input is valid and prints the number of days in the corresponding month. Let's check. Let's do 3. The number of days in month 3 are 31, which is correct. Days of the month advanced, this is the same program, but this is for the leap year adjustments. Modify the program to account for leap years. For February, ask the user if the year is a leap year and adjust the number of days accordingly. For that, I've used the if statement. Here, once the user enters the number 2, it's going to ask the question right here. Is it a leap year? Yes or no? If the user answers yes, it's going to print February has 29 days in a leap year, and if the user inputs no as their answer, it's going to print this statement right here. Let's check this out. Let's do 2. Yes. February has 29 days in a leap year. The next one is brute force attack. Write a program that simulates a password entry system. The correct password is defined as 12345. The program should keep asking the user to enter the password until they provide a correct one. Define the correct password. I've done that. This is the given password. Use a while loop to repeatedly ask the user for the password until the correct one is entered. I've used the while true using this while loop. This here takes the answer from the input, and I'm using the if-else statement to check if the answer is correct or not. If the answer is correct, it's gonna break function is gonna be used to break the loop once the answer is correct. And if the user enters an incorrect answer, this is gonna be the output. Let's test it out. The next one is to modify the program to include a maximum of 5 password attempts. If the user enters the wrong password, inform them of the remaining attempts. Okay, here we have the maximum attempts, which is 5. The correct password is 12345, and the attempt here starts at 0. This is the initialization. Using the while loop to ask the user for input until the answer is correct. This here takes the input from the user using if-else statement here to check if the answer is correct or not. This function stops executing once break statement is used to stop the execution once the answer is correct. Here, attempt increases as the user keeps on guessing the wrong password. Here, the user only has 5 attempts, and hence the attempt decreases with the wrong guesses. Here, it will tell the user the number of attempts they have left if they enter an incorrect password. This will be displayed if the maximum number of attempts is reached. There we go. The next one is sum counting. Use your newly acquired knowledge for the for loop to complete the following task. Print the values to the console. Write a loop that counts up from 0 to 50 in increment of 1. As you can see, the range function from 0 to 50 with the increment of 1 and print A. Here it's the range function from 50 to 0 with the decrement of 1. And this is the print that prints the range function B. This is C. This is the range function from 30 to 50 with the increment of 1. This is the range function from 50 to 10 with the decrement of 2. This is the range function from 100 to 200 with the increment of 5. Let's test it out. Here are all the numbers. The next one is simple search. Write a program that searches for a specific string within the list of strings. The list is initialized with specific names, and your task is to search for Sam. This is the list of names. If Sam in names, we're finding if Sam is in the list, and this statement is printed out if Sam is in the list. Sam is in the list. This is the optional requirement. Allow the user to input the search term instead of using a predefined value. Implement the search functionality based on user input. This is list of the names. Using while loop to check if the user input is present. This is initializing a variable to take input from the user. Using if statement, and we're using the dot lower to make it case insensitive. We're using the break statement to stop the loop. If statement to check if the user input is present in the list. And here we're using the if string for correct and neat output. Enter a name. Let's enter Sam. Sam is in the list. Enter a name. Let's do Tom. Tom is not in the list. Next one is hello. You have to fill in this blank to print hello to the console. We're going to use print hello to do that. Access fill in this blank to call the hello function, which is hello, and this here makes sure that the function runs only when the script is executed. Hello. The next one is it even? The program should ask the user for a number from within the main function. The entered number should be passed to a function that determines if the value is even or odd. The function should return a message indicating whether the number is even or odd. The message returned by the function should be printed from within the main function. Here, this checks if the number is even or odd. This is we're using the if else statement here. If the number is divisible by 2, if the number divisible by 2 is equal to 0, then it's even, else it's false, it's odd. This takes the input from the user. This is the result returned by the function, and this is it prints the result. This is again, it makes sure that the function runs only when the script is executed. Enter a number. Let's do 4, 5. This number is odd.